Okay, so lots to talk about because video games are like Royal Dansk cookies. Delicious to get into, terrifying to behold because there's just too many for your brain to register. Back in the 70s, Nutting Associates released Computer Space, which was a trippy and kind of sexy curvy stand-up cabinet. Cabinets are what they used to call those old school games that you had to use your hands. It was originally designed to be a coin-operated version of Space War from 1962, some considered to be the first ever game played on multiple stations. But it was cool enough, and did I mention sexy enough, to stand on its own. You see, computer programmers were making games in the 50s for students to learn the process of computer programming because you make math a game, then you trick the brain into thinking it's fun, and it's not math. MIT was big into this as a way to show off computing power, because what better way to piss off our eventual robot overlords than to make them do tricks? Guy who created Computer Space, Nolan Bush, now figured this could be something the kids would dig, plus he founded Atari. You know, like you do. And Pong hit the street like cotton candy covered in cocaine. Magnavox unbosoms the first home video game system, Odyssey, but Atari had Pong, and it was now on home systems in 1975. But the people want variety, because you don't just eat one kind of Skittle. That's robot talk. Get out of here, robot. Your time will come. Atari unleashes the Atari 2600 in 1977, and now you can switch it up, allowing a generation to indulge in attention deficit disorders that up until now had been repressed because there was choring to do. The home console market crashed in 1977, probably because everything looked like it was still loading, making coin-operated cabinets the main jam. 1978 to 1982 is the golden age of arcade games. Please turn your hymnals to psalm legendary shit. And Breakout begat Space Invaders, whom begat Asteroids, whom was a mighty king, and his kingdom was called Midway, and it was good. Galaxian begat Defender, who begat Missile Command, who begat Tempest and Galaga, who built a temple for which to conceive Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, and Q*bert. In Ms. Pac-Man's name we pray. Everything crashed in 1983, and everyone's gonna blame the E.T. game for the Atari 2600 because it was shit. And people were like, fuck this, I'm reading a book. But it was really because of a lot of other things. And mostly E.T. sucked. Fortunately, waiting in the batter circle was the next gen of home consoles, Japan's Nintendo Family Computer, or Famicom, of 1983, and then the US version, the beautiful gray brick herself, the Nintendo Entertainment System in 1985. You might remember this fella from Donkey Kong. He changed his name from Jumpman to Mario and made everything super, including his mom. In the middle of it, the little gray badass was born. Game Boy got your shit to go! And even though it had been raging since 1988, Tetris got real popular around here, because like all things in life, when you can do it anywhere, you do it everywhere. Now, it's the 90s. Super Nintendo is dropping hits like it's Lizzo, but Sega has a banger in the studio, and suddenly Sonic the Hedgehog hits the streets and ignites the holy console wars, and shit got epic! There was another little crash, but thankfully the war was raging, and fighting games brought back the peoples. Now we're in the 5th generation, Sega Saturn, N64, and the new gray on the block, PlayStation 1. But all you need to know is we got GoldenEye and Ocarina of Time. That's it. That's all that happened during this glorious time. We are currently in the 7th generation of consoles, and thank Arachnoid we fucking are, because we're stuck inside all the time. And thankfully, it's all online and ready for you to hit start. And yeah, we didn't talk about Frogger, Contra, Metroid, Blades of Steel, Madden, Resident Evil, Mario Kart, Lemmings, FIFA, Pokemon, Duck Hunt, Diablo, Kirby, Fallout, Final Fantasy, Castlevania, Last of Us, or even the fucking Virtual Boy, which was a thing that happened that many humans still think about to this day, like that time you tripped putting on pants. How did that happen? Aren't you better than that? And then you pretend it didn't happen. God of War, Smash Brothers, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, Minesweeper, Candy Crush, Angry Fucking Birds, or even the rise of Nintendo Power and hint lines, but that's because I'm too busy playing Fortnite. Come get some, nerds. Happy weekend!